Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hello. It's now October the 28th, a Monday, about 9 a.m. Central Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. So, how's that volatility for you guys? Loved it? Oh, yeah, I'm sure we all did. A lot of people say there's not a lot of volatility in crypto on Friday, Saturday, or Sundays, but I think we actually defied it this time, right? And I hope you guys got in on just some of it. I don't think anybody got in on all of it, right? We had a 43% surge. As long as you got in on some of that, you're doing a pretty good job, okay? Like Warren Buffett, when they asked him, why didn't you get in on Amazon or Google? And he said, yeah, it was a mistake, but you can't get in on all of them, as long as you get in on just some of them. And that's where day traders and swing traders capitalize. We're not going to catch the bottom, we're not going to catch the top, but I will explain to you guys how we were able to anticipate a support between 7.5k and 7.6k. Okay, so I where was it, the one that I posted a while back here? I can't remember exactly, but I was posting it on 7.5, 7.6, and then of course we went a little bit lower than that. But as long as you're getting it on some of it, you're dollar cost averaging it. For example, as a swing trader, right, you're gonna probably allocate a much higher R unit than you would as a day trader. So my weekend was pretty awesome. Had a high school reunion. Haven't seen these guys. We haven't sat in the table together in over 20 years. So imagine where all of us have different walks of life now, right? And all have gone different paths. And it's really interesting to see after how many years to see how everyone is doing. Then after that, I was just watching the Jets, and I had a bunch of people over on Saturday night as well, and I turned into a pretty big party like it always does. So, but you know what? I'm really responsible lately, and I'm actually very proud of myself to be making very good decisions. So let's get on with this technical analysis, guys. I've been making some incredibly good calls lately. I would say I am. So here's a bullish scenario where I thought we were going to push to 7.6 to 7.8k, right? Which we actually did get to 7.6, 7.8k, right? Right around here. But then, of course, there was a huge breakout to the upside, and that was a beautiful thing. Did I catch in on that? No, I definitely didn't on that breakout, but I caught it on the next one because I realized if any RSI is going to get to 95, then this is not a continuation. Not only that, we're going to do a very detailed Elliot wave count for you, and for the past few weeks, we've been inching very much so near that WXY correction that has been finished. And now I would firmly say that we are officially finished based on this huge surge. And I think that a lot of people are just going to get in on this. I personally believe, just to not cause too much anticipation, I think we're going to get some sort of pattern, something like that perhaps, and then we're going to get a huge break to the upside for up to December the 17th. So let's take a look at CoinMarketCap first of all and check out the historical data for the 24-hour trending volume. Okay, so as you can see right here, see this beautiful surge that started on the 25th. We had a 15 billion, 16 billion, 21 billion, and then it dipped, right? This was the sell-off. The 23rd, right here, was the sell-off. Do you see this right here? That is why the volume was massive. And then the 24th was the stability, where you got a question after these major sell-offs. Is it why does the volume dwindle the next day? Is it because people just don't want to sell off anymore? Or is it because we're just slowly starting to accumulate as well, right? And everyone who was a bear starts to realize, hey, maybe it's time to switch to the other side now, and it's a great time to accumulate. And that's kind of what happened, in my opinion, where we found stability there. So let's go over this WXY correction. And by the way, guys, we're inching very much so near the $300 billion market cap again. And that is going to be amazing once we get there. I'm not sure if you guys remember me saying before, but I've always mentioned that 300 billion and about 70% Bitcoin dominance is a very good number to be at. And before, we were dipping to about 65, 66%. Alts were having their major runs there, as we've seen, for example, with EOS and XRP. And then now we're almost at 68% dominance. So I'm incredibly happy about everything that has been going on thus far. So let's do a quick summary of this WXY correction, okay? From here. Now, you know, there could be one more, right? I mean, just another, without anticipation, there could be just another major run to the downside. So I'm going to give you guys some sort of bullish and bearish scenario as well, right? So this could be seen in many ways as well. For example, like that. And who knows, we might get one more to the downside. But for now, I'm going to maintain my bullish stance. And that's the only way that I can take it thus far, okay? So let's go into this right now. So for now, this is how I'm seeing this, okay? This is officially the WXY correction that has officially ended in my eyes. And now this is a run to the upside. And if I were to count the ABC in here, it'd most likely be 1, 2, 3, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Barely. It's crossing over to the first wave territory, and I'm not really a big fan of that, to be honest. So we have to dissect this section a little bit more, okay? But this could be even 1, 2, and this could be 3, and then 4. That would fit it, rather than this one being the fourth correction wave up, or the second wave up there, okay? So now let's go into this a little bit further and talk about the original ABC that has formed in here. So this is the original ABC coming to the downside. This is the ABC, and excuse me for not changing the degree of it. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a really nice Elliot wave count for you guys, just so you know that I can actually annotate accordingly as well, okay? But what we're gonna do is this though. We're gonna put, yeah, we'll move this to the outside, and I'll keep the big B here. Alright? I'll always put it right to the tip of the wick to be consistent, just like when doing Fibonacci retracement, okay? And now this is also an ABC right here. Okay, and I'm going to leave out the lines right here. We'll just keep it on the major, or this one here rather would be the minor degree, but I'm just doing it for annotation purposes. But realistically, this would be more like a primary. Actually, no, the minor would be accordingly fit for it. Okay, that's fine. Look how beautiful this wave coming to the downside is right here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just going to choose it down over here to begin with. Okay. And I will actually, like, see how, do you see the problem that lies with this? Is that they always overlap. So what I'll do is I'll make this WXY, which is a beautiful, this is the one I like. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just go to a primary, perhaps. That's accordingly fit for it. So this is kind of a refresher class for you guys as well, if you don't remember your Elliot waves and how to annotate properly. So, but I will keep the C in here though, okay? I'm going to change it up rather than the smallest degree to largest. I'm going to keep the C of the minor there, then I'm going to keep the smallest in the middle and the biggest on the outside, just because you guys will understand if you know the troubles with extending these lines, okay? Now I'm not going to extend every single one and show you guys it, but you know what? Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? Okay, here's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then now we're getting an ABC correction to the downside. We don't see all of it on this degree. Then this would be even smaller than the minor. It would be the minuet. Right now on these ones here, I'm using the minute scale. Okay, this is the minute, not the minute, but minute. And then this is the minuet. It's kind of funny how, you know, what's that called again, right? Where it's pronounced differently but spelled the exact same way. And then you see the degree of the ABC coming down here. A, and that's a B right there. Yeah, I remember confirming this last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bam, 5 to the downside. Okay, so then the B is right here, and the 5 ends right there with a sharp wick. Okay, that's the ABC. And then this one here, we're gonna count the 5 to the upside. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a very complicated structure here. 1, 2. I'm just gonna guess it, but we know it failed somewhere up there already. You know, it could have been even 1, 2. Actually, let's dissect this further. Let's do this further, guys. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's how the way it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna call this a 1 actually up here. Okay. This is a complete failure to the upside. Doesn't even complete 5 impulse waves going to the upside. Now that I see this, that would be definitely subways 1. Actually, then this makes subways 1, 2, and it makes 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be the third, and that's the fifth. So this would actually be 1, and that's 2, and that made a 3, right? And the fourth wave ended up breaking to the downside. So this ended up making a pattern like that. So I'll just say that's 4 there. This ended up consolidating to the downside, like here, so. And rather than having a break to the upside, because that's the fourth wave consolidation, we ended up getting a huge failure. Therefore, okay, so what we do did not even finish, okay, this wave right here. Like it, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then yeah, that would be the second wave coming downside, because this attempts a final a wave. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right to the upside right there, and that's the fifth or the second wave correction there. And this one makes a pretty clean wave, like this. 1, 2. I'd say this was around 3 there, 4 down there. That makes the fifth up there. So that's pretty clean. So the fourth wave corrected fine, but the fifth wave just didn't break out, right? So now, instead of annotating all of that, I'm going to change this for you guys as well to the ABC. I'll move that to the upside right here. Move this lower. And now we'll get an ABC on the minute scale. And right here. That's the ABC. Because now it didn't fit the criteria, right, of an impulse wave going upwards. I'm now denoting it with an ABC, okay? So now, this looks beautiful. ABC finishes the A, ABC in the minute, ABC in the minute, and then A, B, C on the minor scale, or the minor degree, right? And then there's the W for the first ABC that officially finished with an X attempt to the upside. Now that we've got an X attempt to the upside here, it failed, being denoted now as ABC, okay? Now we hunt for our second ABC coming to the downside. And we now know it finishes it very, very nicely as well here, okay? Yeah, this is kind of cool how it turned out. Don't worry, we're going to get to all of this data in here, guys. Don't worry about it, okay? And we've talked about this many times already. This could be... Yeah, let's go to a higher degree. We're not going to dissect it that far right now, okay? So now, actually, even on the daily, for now, just for the ABC, okay? So now I've got to see this as here, right? That's how I have to see this. And with what extension did it make? I always like to check the extension ranges just to keep it in my list of statistics of how far ABCs extend. Hope you guys do that as well. Literally, keep a statistic book. That's backtesting at its finest. It would have been crazy if we actually made a 1-to-1 extension right back down, or sorry, 1-to-1618 extension, right back down to the $6,000 region, right? So now we got all of this counted beautifully. And what time frame was that on again? Okay, yeah. We were counting on the 6-hour time frame, right? So this one is the one that puzzled me. I never figured out how this made the B extension to the upside. I know that this was 1, 2, and we've counted this as a 3 somewhere, right? And then 4, and then 5. So I think that this was the one that I originally counted, okay? Where we ended up getting a very truncated ABC, okay? Because now, the only reason that this must be counted like this, if it is not counted like this, I'll explain to you guys why. Because this in here, not makes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, okay? So because the 5-wave zigzag is found there, to the corrective side in the C structure, or because it's found there, it must be in the C structure. It cannot be in the A structure, right? And then where's the B, and then where the heck is the C? The C is usually not that truncated, so I'm left to believe that this here is the 1, that is the 2, that's the 3, that is the 4, that's the 5. Okay? Just like that. Beautiful? Yeah, now it makes absolute sense. So we're deducing it based off of like alternate counts, right? That's this thing we have to understand. Like, it's a series of a process of elimination almost. That's how I see it. It's kind of like confluent reasons, and then once we combine it with RSI and every other indicator that I personally like to use, especially level 2, right? Which I'm still working on, guys. It is taking a lot of time because of the amount of information you need, and it's got to be collected during volatile moments, right? So yeah, you guys like my new haircut, by the way? I love it. Always feel good about yourself and do the small things every day. Especially if you're working at home as a trader, do the small things that still make you feel like you're working somewhere at an office, right? Be comfortable, be casual, but always feel good about yourself. Whatever you need to do. So now here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the truncated 5th wave right here. And now we get the A, right? That's A, that's the B here. And that's gotta be the B, because you look at this right here, guys, okay? And now we're gonna talk about this on even a smaller degree, right? That's gotta be the ABC coming to the downside, because that's what A to B does. It does a 3-wave corrective pattern, not a 5, right? And then now we're looking at this bad boy here, this whole structure here, okay? That could be 1, or the set 2, I mean. That right here, 2, 3, 4, could be okay, we're gonna talk about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 3, and that's probably A to the B to the C, and that's the 5th wave right there. Okay, that's got to be it. Why did people think that this might have been an impulse wave going to the upside? Let me explain to you why. Like, I'm talking about this structure right here. Why people may have thought that it was an impulse wave to the upside. Well, from 3 to 4, okay, we're talking to the downside from 3 to 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3 to the 4 to the 5. Let's do this and talk about it. Now we're talking about it on to the downside. Okay. Actually, I don't want to. Yeah, I'll do it here like this. Okay, so we're talking about this specific structure from 3 to 4. Okay. Well, 3 to 4 could be seen as ABC to the upside. ABC. And ABC is generally found as a 5-3-5 zigzag pattern, right? 5-3-5 zigzag pattern from like that, okay? So 5-3-5 zigzag pattern. And then that means that from the B to the C, going to the upside, let's expand this and make it bigger, okay? So we have like this, A, B to the C. That means that this one here gets 5, this one here 3-wave structure, and this one here is also a 5-wave structure, okay? And the 5-wave structure looks something like this to the upside. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So keep this in mind right here, where this is making. Okay, so we're now in the fourth wave corrective going upwards. That is an ABC going to the upside, right? And within C, it is a 5-wave corrective pattern to the upside. Now you look at here as well. Do you not see the exact same thing? Right? Right there. Bam. So this right here from 3 to 4 made the ABC going to the upside. Beautiful. Right? So we counted it wrong. That's 1, 2, 3, and that's the 4. This could even be 4 right here, actually. These B's seem to be hyper elongated to the downside, pushing past below A lately. Okay? Notice the B right here is lower than the origin, right? Do you see what I'm talking about? So that's beautiful as well. Loving it. That structure right here. Okay, so we're not trying to count all of that, right? We're just trying to count the major ones, or the minute ones that fit in it. So this is looking beautiful, in my opinion. So if you guys are watching this video, I'm going to give Twitter a little taste about what's up next. I'm going to tweet it very, very soon, but as soon as we finish this, okay? We got to get this beautiful first. This is like art. This is like a map. A possible roadmap. Okay, looks good so far, right? ABC, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC come to the downside. Bam. This point right there makes a failed impulse wave. Alright, so I just kind of simply drafted this up and tweeted as well, okay? And you guys should also try this challenge with me. It's much harder than it seems. But I assure you, I used to do this all the time to get myself in a mindset of becoming a winner, right? And I think that if you train your mind to have a projection of what you would want, and you can create little baby steps on how to get there. And I just said, go the entire day without complaining. If you succeed, take it further and go the entire week. This positive mindset will discipline you as a trader. Try it. You'd be surprised if you do this for a month, how positive you are, and how quickly you end up getting rid of negative thoughts in your head, and you become much more goal-oriented instead. So just a quick little tip I'd share with you guys. So here, I think that we are officially done. Okay guys? We have an ABC to the downside, which finished the first A wave right here, okay? Then ABC going to the upside, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming to the downside. And then we have a C that finishes, which starts the W. And then we get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, with the B coming down there, and the ABC 3-wave corrective pattern is there on the downside. And then we get the fifth subwave attempted, but simply could not finish. Simple as that. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 there, with a truncated fifth subwave for the A wave finishing. And then from the A to the B up there, we get the ABC. And we also went into detail about how this must be the C, because this is a 5-wave structure going to the upside there. And then we get the 5 to the coming to the downside, going up, 1, 2, and then 3, I think, and then this, or sorry, 3, and that's for the 4, and this right here made the A, B, C, right? Or sorry, this is for the A, and that made the A, B, C for the A, and this is the B, and this right here is the 5 subwaves going to the upside as well, and that is how we know that that's A, B, C. And this is simply 1, 2, and then 3. Sorry, this could most likely be, yeah, this could be right here. Okay, I'm gonna break this down even further for you guys. Why it must be like this. This must be 1. Okay, that must be 2. That must be 3, or 3 down over there. Actually, or 3, 4, and 5th either way. Okay. So I think that this finish is really small with the B really to the high upside there. This is the 4, that's the 5, it's 4 up there, sorry, and that's the 5. And now, we're done. We're done this Elliot wave, WXY. I've beat it with a dead horse. And now, we're gonna clear it. After all this work, I'm clearing it. If you guys would like a screenshot of it, you know, you can go on Twitter. Actually, it's a pretty good one. I wonder what people are actually saying about this already. Okay, let's get back to it. So check this out, guys. I mean, this is not that coincidental, but of course we're always going to assume parallelity, right? Just for the sake of being fundamental. Like, as in sticking to the basics, okay? So watch this. Looks better on the daily, doesn't it? Like, look on the 2-day, right? Just 2 days look like a wick. So check that out. Isn't that kind of ridiculous when you think about it? So of course, these sections have been drafted for a long time now. Let's go to, for example, a 6-hour chart here. So, you know, but then of course we're going to use the daily or the 2-day, or sorry, the daily or the 2-day. And then of course when they got to these sections were already made, guys. Okay, let me explain to you what I mean. Right, this section was already made. Like, it was already formed. So when the drop happened, people just extended this to assume parallelity first, because you're going to see if this is going to be the channel coming to the downside. So of course people took action there, right? Every time it got close to there, if you notice, it took action. And here's the time where it counted the most, right? So right there. And of course when we get to the upside, now we're actually getting a huge reaction right there as well. So these resistances and supports have been established for a very long time now, and you guys have also seen me do it. So now the question is, when are we going to break out of here? Because I sure hope that we do. Hope is not a strategy, but just based on this impulse wave to the upside, it looks like it's going to be a heck of a ride coming to the upside soon. Take a look on the daily, or sorry, the 4-hour chart as well, guys. Okay, now we're comparing this low. Let's zoom in for you folks to see. We're comparing this low to that low. There, you know, around these ranges, which are a size higher. Okay, bullishly diverging to the upside. Do on the 6-hour, it would concur. Do on the 12-hour, actually, it highly concurs. Okay. All right, on the daily as well. Okay, huge RSI, higher. This one is way lower price, but geez, did it ever just shoot up to the upside? Okay, and guys, I've mentioned this before. 7 point. Like, if you have been watching my previous videos, we're talking about why this is a really relevant resistance. Okay, watch right here, just around these ranges. Right around here, 7.4, 7.5. Sure, we dropped a little lower, 7.3, but it's only seen as a wick. But this is yeah, it was pretty cool that we were able to identify these as well. So we're finding a lot of confluent reasons to bounce off of here, are we not? What was the Fibonacci retracement here? The Fibonacci retracement of this entire structure was almost so close to the golden ratio. In fact, it might have even touched it. No, it didn't quite. Did it touch it? So close. $100 off from touching it. So let me tell you guys some confluent reasons why this would have been an amazing entry. Looking back at it on hindsight, 1, it is so close to that golden ratio. 2, okay, we're finding our interim support right around here that's been established from like May. Like, this here was a strong support, guys. It was so strong that it lasted like 20 days before we broke to the upside. So a 20-day support, I think it's relevant for us to assume that we're going to have some sort of support in that region, right? And third reason is we're getting a channel coming to the downside, right? So yeah, 3 confluent reasons that gives us this right here. Where did I get on it? You guys are probably wondering, right? Did I get on it from here? The heck no. Did I get in on it where it even called a breakout to 7,800? Nope. I got in from here. And that was a small increase, right? It went up 20%. I only caught about 2% of that, 2 to 3%. So it's maybe even 4. I shorted EOS a little bit when it reached, what did it reach when I shorted it? I actually almost caught the top there, but I ended up shorting about 334 there to about 310. So I'm up a pretty good amount this weekend already, just from not doing too much, because my priorities were a lot of different other things, put it that way. Yeah. Anyways, so right now, guys, my projection for Bitcoin is simple, okay? Now that we've talked about what has been going on, and this is simply first wave going to the upside. And I've been talking about where the heck is this first wave? Well, it's probably some sort of diagonal to the upside with literally no correction at all. Like the smallest most bullish correction that you can possibly see. Okay, that's what I've gotta assume right now. But either way, this is what I'm seeing, okay? You're going to a high time frame right now, and all that I can see is basically this is the first wave. That's second. Somewhere. Okay? Somewhere, who knows? And who knows where the next one's gonna be, etc., right? So now we just gotta assume this is the first wave to the upside. This is probably the B wave going up. Like this could be easily making an A, B, C, D, E pattern to the upside. Need a little bit more data, guys, honestly, okay? Need a lot more data to see where this is gonna end up going. But clearly that this is a rally. We've got a correction already to about the 0.5 fib level, right? So a major resistance area that we're breaking through right now, or trying to break through, is here in the channel that we drew earlier. That's huge, okay? So I want to see if we're going to get an ABC correction, just a simple one. And, you know, it'd be amazing if we just got like a 1-to-1 correction or something like that. Okay? A 1-to-1 correction would be roughly 2. 8,400-ish, but I've slim pickings for us to even get that low. I doubt it. Might even get a truncated fifth wave going to the upside. Okay? It's going a little bit lower here. So this could be the first wave of the A, and that could be the B, right? And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the B wave corrective pattern to the upside. Okay, I'm just gonna actually break it down for you guys. The first wave came down with a lot of conviction. Let's get our lines back in here. Let's go to our minor. I like minor scales, like that, okay? And then we gotta confirm if that could be a third wave, and we confirm that by simply, let's just say, let's call this a third wave right there. Right, this is simple, right, third wave, there you go, bam. This confirms right here that the third wave is shorter than, or longer than the fifth wave, because the fifth wave, if I made a box, would not be equal to the size of this box. Or just simply put, if I do a 1-to-1 extension, we'll know that it doesn't even come close to a 1-to-1 extension, which also implies that the fifth wave is also smaller than the, yes, the fifth wave is smaller than the third wave. But we know that the fifth wave is probably, actually, let's test it. Yeah, that's right. So this confirms here that the third wave does not do a 1-to-1 extension of the first wave, which implies that the third wave is shorter than the first wave, but longer than the fifth wave. Therefore, this fits the Elliot wave criteria. I hope you guys follow that. So there's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming to the downside. This is probably a really dinky fifth wave or something. This is either ABC. That's either A, B, C. Something like that, okay? Pretty sure that is, actually. It's gotta be. So clean. Does a 1-6-1-8 extension hit? Yes, bang. I would say that's a 1-to-1 hit. And now, let's see what we're gonna do with our fifth wave coming to the downside. Okay, baby boo? Yeah, because these are 5 waves. It's hard to refute this. It's very hard to argue it. I'm just wondering what the heck this is doing now, right? I think that this is making the 5 waves, but this is probably the first wave coming to the downside right now only. Okay? Let's check this out right here, guys. That's probably 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. Oh wow, we might even almost be done it. Let's go to a smaller time frame. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, I can eat up this as my, you know, and now we're just searching for a 5th wave. But this could also not make sense because the first wave is so small and not proportional to the 5th wave, right? So now, yeah, so now it makes me wonder what that count actually is. But either way, like, we're gonna find support, you know, like, we haven't found any type of support quite yet, in my opinion. Because if you look on the daily, right, it's still like pretty nasty right now. We're getting a bullish, we had a bearishly spinning top, you can call it. And here, this is like a, what do you call it, inverted hammer? Yeah, like, yeah, I'm not really sure. It's not an inverted hammer. That'd be more like on the downside for a bullish run. So, you know, if this wick was really small, it'd be kind of like a shooting star, which would be really ugly. But now we're getting 2 days in a row where we're getting rejected above 9,500. So I'm gonna assume that, you know, on the downside, okay guys, on the downside, I'm going to assume that if we do get a correction, 9K, but it will probably get a wick, maybe poking below the 8,900 range, okay? Because, you know, on the downside here, we're gonna relate it to Fibonacci structures right now. You know, around, yeah, maybe I might even be going on the 12-hour chart actually. Yeah, we're kind of in unknown territory right now. So I will have to assume on the daily that every time we get below or above the daily, think of the EMA as an elastic band that stretches, okay? Like the price action. Every time it strays too far from one side, especially on the daily, it always snaps back to the 55 EMA, and it especially snaps back to the 200, right? And every time it does happen, it might stay there for a short period of time, but every time it crosses over one way or the other, there's some violent reaction. And this has been dating for the longest time, okay? So notice here it snaps below it, and it snaps right back up to the upside. There's like a violent reaction and volatility. So notice how it came to the downside here. It's just snapping right back to the upside. So because of this logic as well, I will firmly say that it will not even get close to the 0.618 Fibonacci region, and that we're actually going to stay above 8,900. That's right, we're going to stay above 8,900 in my opinion. If that even gets close to there as a correction, for all we know, this could be the major bullish correction already, right? And if we do get an ABC to the downside, I really doubt that we're going to get it even below 8,900, and we'll probably end up getting a double bottom. That's what I'm going to firmly say, guys. Yeah, it's hard for me to say that confidently, or sorry, it's easy for me to say that very confidently, okay? That I don't think we're going to get below 8,900. I, for some reason, think that this 30-minute chart 200 EMA, that coincides with 8,900 as well, maybe a wick to 87 at most. Okay, just based on this deduction of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishing up here. And then we're going to start a next impulse wave going up. Or, yeah, we're going to attempt an impulse wave going to the upside. But for all we know, it could be a WXY within this minor section that we have here of the bigger scale, right? So there you guys have it. On the bullish side right now, guys, okay, this is the bullish side, that we're going to get to 8,900 roughly. And then we start an impulse wave going to the upside. But keep in mind that 10,480 is going to be a very strong resistance for a while, in my opinion, or above 10K. Very strong psychological number, okay? And on the bearish side, guys, we simply end up retracing back down to the 8,400 side. So once again, we retrace to the 8,400 side because that's where the golden pocket is roughly going to be, okay? We retrace to 8,400, right? We get a WXY correction. We finish this 5 waves. We attempt a small impulse wave going up, but it does nothing. Then we simply WXY back down to 8,400. So that's a bear side. And on the bullish side, we actually hold once again at 8,900 above, well above, like, yeah, 8,900, and then we start an impulse wave going upwards either way. So those are my thoughts, guys. I hope you very much so enjoyed this incredibly long video. I apologize that it might be too long for some viewers, but I gotta get what's off of my mind. And you know what? You put in the time, you'll make the dime. Simple as that. So anyways, if you guys are still interested in those awesome t-shirts that I have, guys, go check them out. It's at babywhaleclub.com. A lot of people are sending me in their videos or their photos of them wearing it, and most of the comments are like, man, it's just so soft. You know, they just want to represent their journey through crypto. Maybe I might have taught you one thing or another, so you can support that as well. 10% of all profits are going to a no-kill shelter, and the other 90%, I'm just buying a crap ton more swag to give away for you guys for these t-shirts. So all in all, I'm not making a penny off of it. It's just like a very fun project. So have yourselves a great day, and take care, guys. Hope you've had a lot of fun watching this video, but more importantly, I hope you've learned a lot as well. Bye now. Have yourselves a fantastic day.